So we're here on board the Biscay 36 Nuri with skipper Michael Guggenberger, otherwise known as Captain Gug. That's how we all know him. So, first of all, Michael, tell me about how you prepared your boat for the Golden Globe race.
Well, I tried to make it strong and even stronger, I would say. And then I took a lot of very nice food with me. And now as I have a sponsor, I'm super nicely prepared, new sails, new everything.
Okay, and you are one of two Biscay 36s taking part in the race.
True.
Obviously yours is very slightly different to Simon Kerwin's, who's the other Biscay 36.
That's true.
Just talk me through your cockpit, because obviously you've got two masts, he's only got one. You've got wheel steering, he's got tiller steering. Why have you opted to keep it as it is, as opposed to possibly looking at tiller steering?
It's a lot about money. It's a lot of money. I would have chosen a tiller to the wheel, but it's a money and time thing. And in the end, actually, the wheel won't steer much because I'm going with the hydrovane or with the wind steering system anyways, 90% of the time. And yeah, that's the point. And why I have chosen the boat, it's because it was available and affordable.
Okay, and how long have you had her?
I'm owning her 2 years now, and I sail it like 14, 15 months, like a bit more than a year.
And do you feel kind of bonded with her now?
Well, yeah, we discussed that yesterday. I'm not the kind of person who is super much in love with the boat, but I really like it, and I got used to it, and I know her pretty well, as I have done a lot of refit work inside from the technical side, like electricity and stuff. Electricity engine, the rigging, it's all done by me, and I learned a lot. I'm actually just about to trim my masts.
Trim it by how much?
Well, I had to do a few changes by the rigger who came by to see it. Minor changes just for more comfort of safety, or comfort feeling of safety. It's a thing that the whole thing is a system, and the mizzen was not fitting super nicely, so I try again a new thing.
So when's that's happening today, is it?
Yeah, it happened yesterday and today. Yeah, we're about to finish.
Okay.
Yeah.
And talk me through how you've refit the boat.
Well, I actually bought the boat with a nice refit on the hull and the decking from the former owner, Antoine Cassot. What I did is I actually undid all the furnitures inside because they've been loose. So I took all of it out and kind of varnished everything and sticked it in with epoxy and stuff. So they are safe and sound now. They need to carry a lot of weight with the food and stuff, and it was all very, very much loose. I've changed the whole electric system, all wires new, or distribution system new, batteries new. And I've done a lot to the rigging, a lot of changing to the rigging.
Okay,
Yeah.
talk me through what you've changed.
Well, it's all small pieces, but it's like the toggles have been too small, so they couldn't swing freely. And I put some new and bigger toggles, so everything is kind of nice and can move. I exchanged the standing rigging. I've been sponsored by Robline, got the new running rigging. And then it's a lot of things with the antennas for the HF radio and stuff like that. Yeah.
And how are you feeling about the start? Are you feeling kind of happy, ready to go?
Yes. Super happy to go, actually. And it's, of course, one thing is the run to the start, which is kind of exhausting, and I'm super happy to have that done. And the other thing is it's a year-long dream of mine, and I'm really eager to go. And I feel super nicely prepared to do all this.
And what do you think gives you the edge in the race?
I do not think about that, actually. I'm feeling comfortable to go, and I think I have the best chances to do a good lap with all the equipment I have. I'm joking with my friends that if I fuck it up, it's more me and not the equipment. There is no excuse about the equipment anymore.
And do you have any secret weapons?
Well, I actually think that the catch rig can be a secret weapon, because I can actually sail the boat without the wind steering or any other steering system from like a 60 to 120 degrees without touching much for very long periods. that means for me that the hydro vane is actually not working a lot because it's just steering the waves and nothing else. And if we talk about me, I think I'm a very good craftsman and I can repair everything. Actually, with the stuff on board, I can pretty much get everything running again if I like to.
And you've gone for a ketch, obviously that was about money, but are you concerned about storms? Last time, obviously, Gregor McGuckin's ketch, Biscay 36 ketch, was obviously dismasted in quite a bad storm in the southern Indian Ocean. Is that concern in your mind now, or?
Well, it did, and I've done a few things to avoid that. It's at least the same amount of sloops been dismasted, so I don't think that it's the ketch rig problem on its own. It was also a lot about the weather and chances, or how do you say, about luck a little bit. I've had my sailmaker made me a super small foresail, which is just there to keep my boat downwind. So it's kind of, I can show you later if you like. It's a small triangle, sits on deck 2 meters high, 2 meters long, and it's just there. If I'm kind of rounding up, it blows the boat down again. And what I practice a lot is to undo the whole mizzen sail and boom and lash it to deck. So if it's like blowing more than 40 constantly, I probably take that down and lash it to the deck.
So they're your kind of mitigating measures?
Yeah, it's okay against the windage on the stern of the boat. Yeah.
And as far as other storm tactics go, are you going to be using drogues, warps, a combination of both?
Probably I have everything on board, or I have like 200 meters of a 25 mil rope to tow, and this is what I practiced till today. I have some small drogues as well. I'm a believer in speed. I think we talked about already.
Yeah, you believe the faster you go, the better you are.
It's probably not the fastest, but I think a moving boat is the safest option.
The Matisse option of running with, yeah. Okay. And what are you most looking forward to at the moment?
To start.
And after starting, what will be kind of the next goal?
To sail. It's really like I'm not really thinking about the start. There is the weather forecast for at the moment, which actually gets better. It was a lot worse in the last days. But in my mind, it's all about leaving here in a nice and decent manner and get everything together so it works on the boat and on shore as well.
Are you feeling the kind of camaraderie of the Golden Globe race skippers?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's been like I'm here in Les Sables d'Olonne already since last June or so, and so I know a few of the skippers already, like Ertan Pescades or Arnaud. They've been here as well, and lots of the others came by for short terms, anyways. And yeah, it's a good energy. Yeah.
Good.
I think we're all dreaming the same dream, and we all worked very hard to get here. And it doesn't really matter in which social region you are here for that reason, and that keeps us or gets us together. Yeah. Cool.
Will you give us a tour of the boat?
Yeah, sure.
We start in the cockpit. Obviously, so you've gone for quite a substantial door to protect yourselves.
Well, the door, this is made by Antoine Cousseau, and I can tell you I would have chosen a lighter one.
Okay.
Because I think it's a bit of an overkill. On the other side, it gives you a good feeling of safety, and inside it's nice to have a really dry door, because I can keep the boat pretty much dry if I'm taking care of closing the door in the right moments.
Yeah. Although, I mean, obviously in heavy weather, you can close it, but you're still fairly exposed in the cockpit. How are you overcoming that?
Well, I overcome that by getting the boat in a good mood to move by itself and be inside.
Okay, so you'll set her up and let her run.
Well, I've done about 10,000 miles with the boat now in the last year in different conditions, and I have not really felt the need to be out here for hours on end. Yeah.
Okay, so can you trim inside, the sails inside, or steer from inside?
Well, I have this one here, so I just open the door a little bit and can move the hydro vane.
Okay, so you've got
I can show you if you like.
Yep.
It's down like that, and it's just hanging here a little bit, so I can grab it from the inside and kind of move things in the back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of your kind of heavy weather steering.
Exactly. I'm planning to actually get some lines on the tiller of the hydrovane so I can steer the boat from inside over the tiller of the hydrovane.
Okay, so you'll feed the ropes in. You'll have to open the door, will you, to do that? Or?
No, I'm going to have two holes here and have some lines inside.
Okay,
I don't know,
so
have you been on Tapio's boat?
Sorry?
Have you been on Tapio's boat?
I have, yes.
Yeah, he's got the same thing with the wheel, with feet steering kind of thing. I'm not going for that. I'm going for hand steering. But this is something which I will mount on the way.
So you're going to be doing that on the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The stuff is on board. Everything is on board for that. I have not used it yet. I think I'm not really in a need for it for the first few days, anyways.
Yeah. And obviously you've got your mizzen mast here.
Yeah. Mizzen mast here. It's not trimmed yet, but it's there. Yeah. I love the sail combinations of the catch rig. Actually, I'm using. Well, with the new sails, I had the opportunity to kind of get the sails in a nice and how do you say, it all works. It plays together very well. I have a smaller Genoa now than before. I had hang-on 4 sails on the forestay, so the change to the roller furling was very comfortable for me. I can tell you, because I've done like 8,000 miles with hang-on sails on the forestay. Super hard work, super wet work, tiresome, and in the end, you're not really faster.
And are you kind of comfortable with the wheel steering?
Yes, I do not like it, I can tell you, but it's there and it works very well. It's all new, down below deck, so it's trustworthy, or how you call it in English. It works all very well. It's a lot of work if you really need to steer big waves. But on the other hand, as I said, I can trim the boat with the mizzen pretty decent, so it does not need to be steered a lot. I actually only use the wheel if I'm setting a new course or changing sails or something like that. Then I steer for a minute to see what the boat is doing, and then I actually lock the wheel with this, so I can have it in however I like, and I trim the boat so it's got a bit of a lee helm, which I take off with the main steering, and then the rest is done by the hydrovane. Okay,
which you can then steer inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And if you can walk to the bow and have a look.
So these 2 sails are new and made by the sailmaker in town, the Tarot Sailmakery. They've done many boats actually here, and they produce really nice sails. I call it machine because it's super strongly built and nice. It's a nice pull here. And as I started to explain before, I have a smaller Genoa now than the biggest one from the last owner, and I have a very small asymmetric spinnaker, which kind of fits together with the Genoa really nicely. And then I have a larger symmetrical spinnaker and a Code Zero. And I have a mizzen stay sail, which is really the kicker with the catch rig. Yeah, and the nicest thing is that I have a roller furling on the bow. I've decided to not go for a roller furling on the working chip because I found out that it's actually up there a very long time. I have one reef in that sail, a tying reef. I don't know how you call that in English, but a normal reefing point, so I can make it half size. And I have not really used it yet because it's like that sail can stay up to like 30-35 knot constant wind, and if it gets a lot more, then I have a storm chip which I'm rigging on the forestay again. Okay, so you haven't gone for the other, obviously the other Biscay 36 in the race has double furling heads, double furling at the front. You're opting just one. Yeah, and the reason for that is that I have 2 masts and I have a lot of weight in the top already, and I just tried to keep to save weight aloft, and it works super well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. As I said, this goes up soon in the beginning and stays kind of to the very end. Yeah. So there is no need for me to reef. I have never. That roller furling system was actually mounted here from the former owner with the stay sail on the. Yeah. I just extended the pipes and moved it forward because I have never used the roller furling except for setting or or taking the sail down, and that's easily done by hand.
Okay. And then obviously the reef, to reef, you're all going to be reefing at the mast?
Yes, I'm going to reef at the mast. It's still a bit messy here because we have been up at the mast yesterday a few times. Yeah, again, after working on the boat, changing sails for a long time, I'm still happy to go here because that's the place where you're not getting wet if it's not really crazy weather, and if it's crazy weather, you get everywhere wet. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, and you'll be obviously clipping on, imagine, coming this.
Yeah. I'm just about to have a second. This is a trick which I copied from Mark Sinclair.
Yeah.
He had a second. So this is the line. This is the line where I clip in when I move on the boat.
Yeah.
There is another one if I fall overboard, which I can grab from outside and change my clipping from the inside to the outside, so I can slip back on the boat and crawl in via the hydro vane.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Yeah. I have never tried it, and I think Mark didn't try it as well.
But that's an extra security thing for you in the Southern Ocean in storms.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay.
Exactly. And then here I have a sail locker full of nice and yellow sails.
Yeah.
As my sponsor is yellow, it's all yellow. I don't know if you want to see my storm sail, my little storm sail.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think it's here. And this is just a really tiny piece of sail.
Yeah.
The sticker is actually the wrong way around, and I do not have the towing thingies are inside the boat. I just got it made by my sailmaker, but I will have that here, mounted on the forestay. I can do it over the rolled up chenoir or without the chenoir, depends on how long and strong the weather will be. And it's sheeted amidships and just really low to give more windage on the bow and keep the bow down in storm conditions.
Keep the boat moving.
Yeah, well, I think the boat is moving high speed by 40 knots on the bare pores. I don't need any sails then. And this one is really sheeted amidships. It's super flat. It should not pull as long as I go deep downwind. And if I'm rounding up, it kind of pulls the boat down. That's the only reason for that.
So that's going to be pretty important in the Southern Ocean then?
Probably. We will see. I don't know. I've never been there. So I got to try that out.
Are you looking forward to going there?
Yeah, it's probably one of the things I wanted, why I'm doing this. Yeah.
It's to sail the Southern Ocean.
It's the big sea, yeah. Big and wide open oceans.
Can we look down below?
Yeah, sure.
Brilliant. Okay,
I have a lot of food.
Yeah.
And then I have more food there.
Okay, so you're storing it inside. It's all going to be stored like this?
Not all of it. It's kind of weekly boxes for fresh food. And as I carry a few glasses and tins, I have that in boxes. I have some freeze-drieds under the bunks. And some more here. I carry 300 cans of Nuri sardines around the world, which will be sold as a special edition when I arrive back.
Why?
Because they want me to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it in my contract, and I think it's a funny idea. They do a lot of, not a lot, but they do a few special editions again and again, and they thought it's a nice idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is your bunk here.
It's exactly. This is my bunk. Those pillows are actually made for my most favorite seat in the companionway, and this is where I sleep. And I like to sleep kind of nice and tidy, so I'm held in place by pillows at all times.
And you've got a hard kind of bit there just to keep you in nice and solid.
Yeah, I like to be held in place.
Okay, so you went for that something solid rather than a lee cloth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a second board for that bunk. If I'm quick enough to finish the food, I could change over to that bunk as well, and I have a board over there in the same way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this is obviously your nav station. Do you want to talk me through?
Exactly.
Have you got your weather facts?
I have my weather facts over there.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I have my weather facts over here.
Have you tested it?
Yes, of course. You can see a printout.
Okay, and it works. Okay.
It works. I mean, it's funny to work with that if you're used to windy and other modern means of communication, but it actually gives all information. Yeah, it's lovely.
Okay.
Yeah. You can see here. This this is what I get. I need to say that this was actually my first printout, and it's made in Les Sables d'Olonne in port, so it's you can expect that to get a bit better from the distortions you see here.
Wow. And you're confident about reading that?
Yes, yes. And this is not the only thing you can get. You can have, this is a surface pressure chart. You can have wind speeds, wind directions, wave heights, wave directions, ice limits, and a few other things. I actually printed just most recently, printed out the weather facts schedule for international stations. So you can, whoop. There is a lot of different stations sending different things, and you can see here it's like winds T plus 24, and you mostly have it 24, 48, and 72 hours in advance, sometimes 96 hours. Different stations, different times for different things you can receive.
Okay.
Yeah, it works pretty well.
And then your nav station, you've obviously...
Nav station, this is the most important thing in the whole boat, is the music. Yeah, so I have a cassette tape player here. I can put that one in, and this one is for the HF radio. This one is for the VHF radio. I do have an AIS alarm system, which we have to have by the race notice of race. This is my bilge pump control, my battery monitor. This one is a radar, an active radar reflector, so it tells me, it shows me big on other screens, and it tells me if there is a radar close by. And then different monitors, it's water, fuel, and batteries again. I have a high water bilge alarm here, and then some switches. On the left side it's all the lights, on the right side it's all the rest.
Great. And then obviously storage here.
It's some more food back there, and this is all the safety equipment down here.
And your life raft will go where?
My life raft is in front in the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, I have actually by notice of race I should have it on deck, but as it's kind of hard to find a place with a catch rig boat because it's all full of wires and lines, I've decided to have it inside. I made myself a system so I'm able to have it up on deck within half a minute.
Okay.
I had by the race headquarters, they told me I need to have it on deck within 25 seconds, and it takes me 21. With a smile in the end of the video, so probably 20.
Okay. And have you got a normal head, or have you got rid of the head?
Yeah, I have a normal head here.
Okay.
And it's kind of like the workshop in the same time. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's all spares down here. So it's like rigging spares and electric spares here. It's sail stuff here, sailing and blocks. This is our tours, and what I have done here is film rolls for Super 8. I have like 60 daylight and 30 artificial light film rolls for Super 8, and the camera is over there. I actually got from. I have you can. I want to show you this as well. I have a lovely team around me, and there is a media team. They do a documentary about me, and the camera operator of them. She bought that set for me. It's 2 Super 8 cameras. One is out there. 2 old school 35mm film roll cameras. A lot of film and batteries for those cameras, and some more down here. So I'm trying to get a lot of footage on that one as well. And then there is of course electronic things. Underneath here I have my anchor sits in here, and underneath here I have all the chain and warp for the anchor set.
So you've gone for, so there's obviously no door at the forepeak there.
No.
No, and no door here.
No.
No. Okay.
No, it's a watertight compartment in the very front.
Yeah.
This is kind of watertight up to here.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just leave it like it is because I think that's enough. I have a very strong bilge pump, and I'm very positive that that's going to be fine. Yeah, this is probably the spot where I will be 80% of the time when I'm awake. Oop. I got 2 new pillows made by a friend of mine. Yep. This is Stefan, my biggest helper and manager and friend. And this is the place where I'm going to sit a lot because it's the nice view around.
And I guess in heavy weather you can just shut the...
Yeah.
It's kind of, you almost got a submarine door there, haven't you?
Yeah, it is. It is kind of, and I have a little super tiny spray hood, so I can have it open if it's just really like small rains. I can still sit up here.
And then you can just, if you drill you're going to drill holes, obviously, kind of through here, and then you'll be able to steer.
Like this somehow, yeah.
Okay.
I probably have the lines mounted here, so I can kind of push on the lines.
And you're going to be doing that en route.
Yeah, exactly.